My name was on the screen in letters 3 feet tall, and my father told the reporter I owed him everything. We were standing on the red carpet, premiere night, flashing lights, A-list actors behind me, my first blockbuster about to roll, executive producer, my dream, my work. Then my parents showed up. I hadn't spoken to them in 2 years, not since they disowned me for dropping out of college. "We always believed in you," my mother said to a journalist, camera rolling. "We made sacrifices so this could happen." My father nodded, confident, entitled. "We're so proud. Family is everything." I felt my throat tighten. How do you respond when the people who called you worthless suddenly claim they built you? I didn't say anything that night. I smiled for the camera, but inside I was already 3 moves ahead. Because I had something they didn't. Proof. 2 years of bank records, text messages, witness statements. They had lies, and in 72 hours, everyone would know the difference. Stick around, because what happened next changed my life. Drop a comment. Where are you watching from? And what time is it there? Let me take you back to where this really started. 2 years earlier, I was 20 years old. I'd been accepted into one of the best film programs in the country. Full-ride scholarship. My parents were thrilled. My father especially. He's a corporate lawyer. Image is everything to him. My kid goes to Cambridge, sounds better at the country club than my kid is a production assistant. But 3 months into my sophomore year, I got a call that changed everything. An independent film needed a PA, last minute. It was low budget, but the director was someone I'd studied. A legend. I said yes. Then I told my parents I was taking a semester off. The reaction was nuclear. "You're throwing your life away," my father said. His voice was ice. My mother cried. Real tears. But they weren't for me. They were for her. "What do I tell people?" she asked. "Not how will you pay rent, not are you safe. What do I tell people?" My father gave me an ultimatum. Stay in school or you're on your own, completely. Don't call us for money. Don't come home. You made your bed. Lie in it. I chose the job. They cut me off. No calls, no texts, no money. I moved into a friend's couch, worked 16-hour days on set, learned everything, lights, script breakdowns, budgets. My mentor was a line producer named Carla, 60 years old, 20 films under her belt. She gave me one piece of advice I'll never forget. "Kid, in this business, paper beats memory every time. Save everything." So I did. I'm obsessive. I screenshot everything. Every email, every rejection, every bank deposit, or lack of one. I kept a folder on my phone called Trail. I didn't know I'd need it like this. 18 months later, everything I'd built was about to be tested. The indie film I worked on got acquired. A major studio bought it, and they loved the work I'd done behind the scenes. They offered me a job, not as a PA, as an executive producer on their next tentpole project. Budget, $90 million. I was 22. The trade announcement went public on a Tuesday. By Thursday, my phone rang. "Unknown number," I answered. "Sweetheart, it's Mom." I froze. 2 years, not a word. Now this. "We saw the news. We're so happy for you. Can we take you to lunch?" I should have said no. But part of me, the part that still wanted their approval, said yes. We met at a restaurant downtown. Neutral ground. They hugged me. My mother cried again. "We always knew you'd make it," she said. My father smiled. That lawyer smile. We sat down, ordered, small talk. Then he slid a folder across the table. "We've been thinking," he said. "We want to make things official." I opened it. It was a contract, typed, printed, signature lines at the bottom. "Family investment agreement," the header read. My stomach dropped. "We provided seed capital and living expenses during your early career," my father said. "Emotional support, guidance, we kept you afloat." I stared at him. "You didn't send me $1. Emotional support is capital, too," he replied, smooth, practiced. My mother jumped in. "We told everyone you'd make it. We believed in you when no one else did. Don't humiliate us now." The contract asked for $150,000 up front and 10% of my future earnings. My father tapped the page. "Sign by Friday or we go to Variety with our side of the story." I left the restaurant without saying a word. I had 72 hours and a choice. Pay them off or fight. I called Carla first. She listened, then sighed. "This is ugly. Family stuff always is. My advice? Settle quietly. Protect your career." I called an entertainment lawyer next. She was blunt. "Proving you didn't receive support is harder than you think. They'll claim informal gifts, cash, meals. It gets messy. And the optics? Hollywood hates family drama. Then the blind item dropped. A gossip blog, anonymous source. Which hot new EP's parents claim they're owed for years of investment? Stay tuned. My phone buzzed. Studio head. Fix this. Quietly. I don't care how. We're 3 weeks from release. I can't have this noise. I felt the walls closing in. Maybe I should just pay them. Move on. Keep my job. Keep my name on the screen. It would be easier. They'd go away. I sat on my couch that night staring at my phone. $150,000. It was almost everything I'd saved. But I'd have peace. Then I opened the trail folder, and I scrolled. Bank statements, text threads, emails. I remembered who I was. I wasn't the kid who left that table 2 years ago. I was the producer, and producers solve problems. I wasn't going to pay. I was going to document. I started with my bank records. I pulled 2 years of statements, every account, checking, savings, Venmo, PayPal, Zelle. I searched for deposits from my parents. There were none, not one. $0, 0 cents. Every deposit was labeled. Paycheck from the production company, $380 a week. Freelance gigs, $500 here, $200 there. A roommate paying me back $40, but nothing from mom, nothing from dad. I exported the PDFs, highlighted every line. Then I went to the text messages. I found the thread from the day I told them I was leaving school. I scrolled to my father's reply. You made your bed, lie in it. We're done funding fantasy. You're on your own. Don't call us for money. Timestamp, 2 years ago. Unedited. I took a screenshot. Then I sent everything to my lawyer. Subject line, counter evidence. She replied in 10 minutes. This is strong, but do you have proof they're lying now? On record. She was right. The bank records proved they didn't support me then, but I needed proof they were lying now. So I did something risky. I called my father back, and I recorded it. I live in a one-party consent state. It was legal, but it was a gamble. The call was scheduled for the next morning. My father answered on the first ring. Have you thought about our offer? He asked. I have, I said. I just want to understand the details. You said you gave me living expenses. That's right. We gave you $30,000 over those first 6 months. Lie number 1. And you co-signed my apartment lease? Of course. You couldn't have gotten that place without us. Lie number 2. And my insurance? You said you covered that? We kept you on our plan. Paid every month. Lie number 3. I kept my voice calm. Can you send me receipts? Just so I have records from my accountant. He paused. I don't need to prove anything to you. I'm your father. You should trust me. Then he pivoted. You know what this looks like, right? You're really going to call your own parents liars? The optics will destroy you. Hollywood hates entitled kids who abandon their families. My mother's voice cut in. She was on speaker. After everything we sacrificed, she said, her voice trembling. You're going to throw us away? Again, my father's tone shifted. Harder now. We're changing the terms. $200,000. And we want it by Monday. 48 hours. Or we're taking this public. We'll bring the investment agreement to a lawyer. We'll sue. And every outlet will cover it. I stayed silent. Your studio will pick us, he continued. We're the sympathetic ones. Loving parents. You're the ingrate. I let him finish. Then I said 4 words. I'll get back to you. And I hung up. I had everything. Every lie. Every threat. All on tape. I spent the next 12 hours building a file they'd never forget. First, the apartment lease. I pulled the signed copy from my email archives. Section 12. Co-signer. It listed a third-party guarantor service. Not my father. Not anyone in my family. Receipt number 1. Next, insurance. I called my old provider. Requested a declaration page from 2 years ago. Policyholder. My name. Payment method. Auto debit from my personal checking account. Not my parents' plan. Receipt number 2. Then I did something I hadn't planned. I reached out to 3 people who knew my family. 2 neighbors. 1 family friend. I asked if they'd be willing to write statements about what my parents said publicly. 2 of them replied within an hour. 1 sent an email my mother had written. The subject line, tough love. The body read, we've cut our child off completely. It's the only way they'll learn. We won't enable this mistake. Dated 6 months after I left school. The other neighbor wrote a short statement. At the December 2022 holiday party, I heard your father say, we have no child in film. That door's closed. Notarized. I compiled everything into a legal binder. Tab 1, bank records. Tab 2, communications. Tab 3, lease and insurance documents. Tab 4, witness statements. Tab 5, full transcript of the recorded call. I sent it to my lawyer. Her reply was 2 words. Go public. Before I made my next move, I needed to understand one thing. Why now? Why, after 2 years of silence, did they suddenly care? I have a younger sibling. We'd stayed in touch quietly. Secret texts. Late-night calls. I reached out. Do you know what's going on with Mom and Dad financially? The reply came fast. Dad got laid off 8 months ago. He's contracting now, but the money's way down. Like 60% down. And Mom keeps spending like nothing changed. They refinanced the house twice. I think they're drowning. That explained the desperation, but not the performance. I did a quick public records search. Mortgage balance, $485,000. Original purchase price, $390,000. They'd pulled equity and burned it. Then I checked my mother's social media. She'd been active, posting about me, luxury vacation photos, designer bags, and comments on friends' posts. One from 3 months ago. So proud of our investment in our child's dream. We always believed. Another, family is everything. We supported this journey from day one. She'd been building a narrative. They told their country club friends they funded my career. It became their story, their social currency. And now they were trying to cash in. It wasn't about me. It was about their image and their bills. I almost felt sorry for them. Almost. Then I remembered the ultimatum. And I made my decision. I met with my lawyer in person. She laid out 3 options. Option 1, settle quietly. Pay a smaller amount. Sign an NDA, move on. Option 2, ignore them. Let them sue. Fight it in court publicly. Option 3, strike first. I chose 3. Here's what we did. First, my lawyer drafted a cease and desist letter, formal, legal, attached with every piece of evidence. The letter outlined their false claims, cited the recorded call, highlighted the witness statements. It ended with a warning. Any public statement would trigger an immediate defamation lawsuit. Second, we scheduled a private meeting. Not a restaurant, not neutral ground. My lawyer's conference room, formal, recorded, on the record. I wanted to give them one chance, face to face, back down or face consequences. Third, I prepared a backup plan. If they went to the press anyway, I'd release a statement first, with receipts, trade publications, social media, clean, factual, devastating, no revenge. Just truth. I wasn't the scared kid who walked away 2 years ago. I was the producer now, and producers finish what they start. The meeting was scheduled for Monday morning. The premiere was Friday night. One of those 2 events would end this. I printed 3 copies of the evidence binder. One for them, one for my lawyer, one for me. I wanted them to see it in my eyes. I wasn't afraid anymore. Monday morning, 9 a.m. My parents walked into the conference room. My father wore a suit, my mother pearls. They looked confident. That changed fast. My lawyer didn't waste time. She placed the binder in front of them. Before we begin, she said, I want you to review the evidence we've compiled. My father opened it. Page 3, bank statements. 2 years, 0 parental deposits. Page 9, recorded call transcript. Every lie, highlighted. We gave you $30,000. We co-signed your lease. We covered your insurance. All false, all documented. Page 14, witness statements. Neighbor 1. They publicly disowned their child at a holiday party. Family friend, email from my mother. We've cut them off completely. My father's face went red. Where did you get, this is... He couldn't finish. My mother sat silent. She wouldn't look at me. My lawyer continued. You have 2 options. Option 1. You sign a document stating that you provided no financial support and agree to cease all claims. Mutual non-disparagement. This ends here. She slid a single page across the table. Option 2. We file a defamation lawsuit. We release these records publicly, and we let the industry decide who's telling the truth. Silence. My father tried one last play. You'd really humiliate your own parents? I spoke for the first time. My voice was calm, measured. You tried to extort me. I'm just showing the truth. He stared at me. I didn't blink. My mother picked up the pen. She signed. My father hesitated, then followed. It was over. 4 days later, the premiere. Red carpet, photographers, press. A reporter approached. There were rumors about family support. Can you comment? I smiled. I'm self-made. I had incredible mentors. An amazing team. I'm grateful to them. And your parents? They're not part of this story. The film opened that night. $90 million budget. 2 years of my work on screen. The credits rolled. Executive producer, my name. The theater erupted in applause. I looked at the empty seats beside me. My parents weren't there, and I was okay with that. I exhaled. The film opened to $60 million that weekend. I opened a new chapter. The signed agreement had 2 parts. They admitted no financial support was given, and we both agreed not to publicly disparage each other. They honored it. No statements, no interviews, no social media posts. I heard through my sibling that things changed for them. My father took a new job, smaller firm, steady income. They downsized, sold the house, moved to a smaller place outside the city. My mother's social media went quiet. No more luxury vacation photos. No more posts about me. I didn't gloat. I didn't follow up. I set a boundary. My sibling is welcome in my life. We talk every week. My parents are not. Not unless they seek real repair, accountability, therapy. That hasn't happened. And I'm at peace with it. 3 months after the premiere, I did something that mattered more than any credit. I used my first executive producer bonus to create a scholarship fund. It's small, but it's real. For film students from families that won't support them, kids who have to choose between approval and their dreams. I partnered with my old university. Ironic, I know. The fund is named after Carla, my mentor. She passed away 2 months after the premiere, cancer. She never got to see the opening weekend numbers. But she knew. She always knew. The first recipient was a kid from a small town in Ohio. Parents refused to pay for art school. Called it a waste. Now he's funded. Full ride, no strings. I met him at the ribbon cutting. He looked at me the way I used to look at Carla. Like maybe it's possible. I'm in therapy now. Processing the family I wanted versus the reality. It's hard, but it's honest. My therapist asked me once, "Do you hate them?" I thought about it. No, I said. I just don't need them anymore. That felt true. I'm working on my second film now. Bigger budget. Full creative control. I call the shots. And I still keep the trail folder. Old habit. Good habit. Here's what I learned. The people who doubted you don't get to claim your victory. That's not bitterness.
That's fact.
Boundaries aren't cruelty. They're clarity. And documentation isn't paranoia. It's power. I didn't win because I had money or connections. I won because I had proof, and I had the courage to use it. So here's my question for you. Would you have settled, or would you have shown the receipts? Drop your answer below. I read every comment. If this story meant something to you, hit subscribe. There's more coming. And to everyone out there building something alone, without support, without approval, you're not a failure. You're a pioneer. Keep the receipts. Keep going. One last thing. This story is a fictionalized dramatization for entertainment purposes. It's not legal or financial advice. If you're facing something similar, talk to a real attorney in your area. But know this, you're stronger than you think, and your story isn't over. Thanks for watching.